Hey guys, it's 21 Maxwell here and welcome to a new episode in the TNA Making Impact series. You join us 2 weeks out from 2017 as we're on our road to TNA Genesis. Today there is only 14 segments in the show, although a lot of the show is dedicated to the first round of our tournament that's going to crown a new number one contender for the TNA World Heavyweight Championship. So each of those matches got a good bit of time. But apart from that, we'll build up a few storylines and hopefully start putting together a bits of the card for Genesis. So we'll crack on with it. I hope you guys enjoy it. Here is another episode of TNA Making an Impact. So sold out 4,500 in the Butler Hancock Pavilion. I believe it's in Colorado. So we start the show with the champ, Fergal Devitt. And he says, I'd just like to come out here and wish everyone who is competing in the number one contender tournament the best of luck. I'm sure we'll see many a great matchup, and I look forward to having a classic match with the winner. He's interrupted again by Adam Cole, like previous episodes. Is this some sort of ego trip for you, Fergal? 8 superstars battling it out just for the privilege to fight you, and even at that, you'll be well rested so you can pick apart the winner and make it look like a piece of cake. And we hear another voice in the back, and it says, Adam Cole, would you please shut the hell up? And from the back comes Chris Jericho, and he says, stop your whining and complaining. This tournament is over a few weeks, so you'll be well rested and in tip-top shape to face Fergal after I defeat you. I've entered tournaments before, in the States and in Japan, and this one will see me come out on top again. Then, when me and Devitt tangle, this time I will become the TNA World Heavyweight Champion. As for you, Adam Cole, you better stop worrying about Fergal Devitt and worrying about me kicking your ass tonight. So main event is of course Jericho versus Adam Cole. B+88, good segment there. As I say, just getting the champ in here. You know, he says his 2 words before the tournament, and then a couple of people obviously upset. Jericho getting Berry's gimmick. The segment was way higher than any of the announced team's level, which is understandable. World Heavyweight Championship storyline gained heat, and they got the show off to a strong start, and it got the crowd hotter. So, worked out perfectly fine there. Fergal Devitt is developing better performance skills. Overall, a pretty good start to the show. In our first matchup in the tournament, and about that had great wrestling and a decent reaction from the crowd, Magnus defeated Rey Mysterio in 15-15 by pinfall after using a foreign object. B78 decided to put Magnus over here. I felt like Mysterio is going to be putting a lot of guys over, and I feel like Magnus is someone who could have benefited from a win here. Good to see that both of them have got chemistry, so we may look at a matchup between them in the future. We get a little bit of feud going down the line. The match got the crowd hotter. Mysterio with a 76 performance to Magnus' 70. No skill improvements in this instance. Negatives just raised stamina. So a good opening matchup there, and Magnus will be in next week's semi-final. Up next, and about that had some subpar wrestling and little heat. The team of Mike Bennett and Brian Cage defeated the Bromans in 6:42 when Mike Bennett defeated Robbie E by pinfall with a box office smash. In terms of in-ring work, Mike Bennett was head and shoulders above everyone else. Solid D+53, obviously. The Bromen are not over as much as I'd like, and that's reflected with their 35 and 31 in-ring performance. But the excellent chemistry between Mike Bennett and Brian Cage I actually didn't know about, so delighted that that's going to happen as they're going to be tuning up for a bit. Brian Cage with a 50, Mike Bennett with a 60. Robbie is improving performance skills, and all those negatives for Jesse. It doesn't look good for him going forward. After a convincing win for the team of Brian Cage and Mike Bennett, the Miracle has a few words to get off his chest. Bobby Lashley, if me and Cage had a few words of recommendation for you, it would be make sure you win that tournament to become the new number one contender for the TNA World Heavyweight Championship, because if you don't, well, as soon as you're eliminated from that tournament, myself and this machine Cage will take great pleasure in destroying you afterwards. But say you do get lucky, you do defeat Bram tonight and you go on to win the tournament, and then you actually win the title from Devitt. That means the target that you already had in your back gets bigger and bigger. And it's a target that myself and Brian Cage will aim for and to take out. Face it, Lashley, it's going to take a miracle for you to survive the wrath of me and Brian Cage. So a solid D+50 promo. It's going to take a bit of time with them, but we're looking forward to what we can do with Mike Bennett. I feel like he's been misused so far, and having a bodyguard the size of Brian Cage's is always a good thing. No skill improvements, no negatives apart from Cage's motivation. Up next, and about that had decent wrestling but didn't have much heat, Ricochet defeated Trevor Lee in 11:01 with a diving double knee drop. A solid C-56. Ricochet by 52, Trevor Lee by 53. Again, some heat in the X Division storyline. Really just a solid matchup, giving Ricochet a little bit of momentum there with a good win over Trevor Lee. After the matchup, he's got a few words to say, and he just says, "Carly, Kenny Omega, I hope you're both watching because you're looking at the next challenger for the TNA X Division Championship. I'm the future of Flight, the King, Ricochet." So disappointingly a D-38. It does advance the X Division storyline, but unfortunately, in this instance, it lost a bit of heat. Next up, we see a small hype video which has documented the training that Ali has done under the guidance of Gail Kim. We see her doing weights, then the treadmill, then some basic wrestling training, and then some mixed martial arts. Will all this training pay off for Ali? So just like a kind of, if you remember the old Vince McMahon, Shane McMahon training vignettes like Rocky, so something similar with that, but Gail Kim and Ali. Disappointing E27 rating though. But after this, and about that had terrible wrestling and non-existent crowd heat, Ali defeated Rosemary in 6:54 by pinfall with a sit-out facebuster. During the match, made James Storm distract Rosemary. So D-37, obviously the Decay have got an ongoing rivalry with Beer Money. Both ladies getting a 34 here, not amazing, but again having to build them up. Rosemary's improving her performance skills, and both ladies unfortunately holding back. But the evolution of Ali continues. Rosemary says after the match, "Unbelievable. This is an outrage that James Storm can come out here and distract me. For this, my monsters will unleash a barrage of pain upon you, James Storm. You have caused Abyss so much mental pain with your drinking that it's time we continue now look to beat you down. So bad that you retire. We will now seek to destroy you, proving that not only are we the best tag team in TNA, but the most dangerous. And the Decay will take great pleasure in your demise." So, continuing on the feud between Beer Money and the Decay, obviously the whole thing around James Storm's drinking affecting Abyss. D45, it continues the storyline between them, although it lost a little bit of heat. No skill improvements, unfortunately. Only Abyss negative for a poor gimmick, but it's not too bad, it's something we're building up. Not everyone can get A+ ratings, unfortunately. Next up in a tournament matchup, it was about that had some good wrestling and decent reaction from the crowd, and it saw Bobby Lashley defeat Bram in 12:35 with a spear. A solid C+70, Bobby Lashley with a 65, Bram with a 67. No skill improvements here, just a good win up for Bobby Lashley, getting the win over Bram. Negative there was the inconsistency for Bobby Lashley, so a good win for Lashley. He'll join Magnus in the semi-finals. Next up, we've got a promo from EC3, and he says, "The fact that I've even had to take part in this tournament is a disgrace. Did you not see me at Final Resolution? I defeated Rey Mysterio. That marquee win should put me straight to the top of the line for a title shot. I'm a Carter, and this is an injustice, and I will have to take my frustrations out on Drew Galloway tonight. Mark my words though, one way or another, I will win this, and I will become your new TNA World Heavyweight Champion." So he's a bit pissed off. He gets a good win over Rey Mysterio. He has to compete in this tournament, and he's got Drew Galloway tonight. And that was a B-76 promo. EC3 not suited to his gimmick, but overall he still pulls really good ratings on his promos. Match itself did well, and about had some great wrestling and decent reaction from the crowd. EC3 defeated Drew Galloway in 14:06 by pinfall with a sweetmeat sizzler. A B79, absolutely solid there. Again, EC3 not suited to his gimmick, but we'll fix that. I promise I'll fix it for the next episode. But Drew Galloway with 66 here, EC3 with 77. He'll take his place in the semi-finals. No skill improvements in this instance. And the only negative was the chemistry motivation of Drew Galloway. So a lot of guys really showing they know they do deserve to be in the title hunt. Then we've got a promo from Chris Jericho, who says, "Tonight Adam Cole is my opponent in the first round of this tournament to become the TNA World Heavyweight Championship #1 contender." Now don't get me wrong, this is a much harder and longer route than it was to get to my previous title match, but with the calibre of TNA superstar at the top, it's completely understandable. I can see why Adam Cole has bitched and complained. In a previous stage of my career, I would have done likewise, but now I'm just very grateful for every opportunity. I'm going to show the world what a great matchup we can have, and a great victory, and hopefully the full world can then appreciate the gift of Jericho. So drink it in, man, because we'll be on our way to the semi-finals. So a B78 there, Jericho just saying, basically he was obviously the former #1 contender. That was a lot easier to win. Just one match rather than having to go through 3 matches to get to debut this time. But he's confident he can beat Adam Cole and put on a good match. Jericho getting better his gimmick. He continues the World Heavyweight Championship storyline. No skill improvements, just limited for being short. Which leaves our main event, and about that had fantastic heat and good wrestling. Chris Jericho defeated Adam Cole in 16:15 with a code breaker, a B-74. Somehow both guys were tiring after 16 minutes. The question is, I did put them all out for a great bout, which maybe I shouldn't have done on 16 minutes. This also caused a Jericho injury, which is worrying. He's got an inflamed triceps tendon. Adam Cole was slowed down by his injury. Jericho with a 70 and Adam Cole with a 62. So I'm wondering if that was maybe 16 minutes without going all out. We could be looking at a B there, but still a good matchup. So it's going to be Jericho, EC3, Magnus, and Lashley in the last 4. I've already got it written out who's facing who, and I can't remember off the top of my head. I can't even check the bracket during the video because it'll give away the spoilers for the full brackets, because I know who's winning. But overall, very enjoyable couple of matchups. It did mean we had a limited show, but it served the purpose of getting the main event storyline. Plus, it's round about Christmas time in game, so those kind of shows are a bit more filler than usual. That's cool, being exposed, and that's cool. The main thing is, it's a solid B-76 rating. We've seen a lot of guys who can work with each other, and we've shown we've got a lot of top tier talents. It's all about us getting these other talents up to that level. But increase our pop in 18 regions, keep on doing that, that's perfectly fine, that's good, that's what we want. As I say, it's a long road to national, but we'll get there. Let's see, Liv Morgan on the radio. That's cool. Ring of Honor hoping to extend the contract of Steve Corino. Overall, the show was a sellout, good amount of viewers, B-76 I say is all good. Jericho's injury, how bad is it? Can work through it, so we'll have a quick look then, see how much that was. Is going to hamper him for, but 3k on the drug testing. We quickly go to medical. 4 days, so Chris Jericho will be 100% fine for the next show. So that's cool. That's no problems whatsoever. So you can see there's a certain someone is available to start work tomorrow. A massive signing for the Knockouts division. As much as I said I wasn't going to keep signing WWE people, when someone like that comes up and you can base your whole company, especially the women's side, around them, you got to take it. She signs in an 8-year deal. If we even play this 8 years, but as I say, massive signing. So that's going to be it for this episode. As I say, we'll carry on with the semi-finals next week. The finals will be the first week of January, and then the pay-per-view is the second week of January, I believe. Yep, so we'll get another extra impact after that to build up and have a contract signing or something. But apart from that, as I say, size, pretty much between 51, 56s. We just need to, or 58 even. With the 8/65, it's a long way to go, but hopefully we can get there. Maybe for Bound for Glory, might be over pushing it. 10 months to get there. Maybe, possible. We'll see. But as always, guys, thanks for watching. All I can ask is, any comments on the series? Let me know what you think. Who do you think can win the tournament? Are you shocked by some of the eliminations so far? What do you think of our newest signing? Do you feel that's a good decision or a bad decision for the length of contract? And as always, if you get any technical issues with the game, we'll see if we can help resolve them. And of course, let me know how you're getting on. If you went TNA, if you signed MD Big from WWE, it's going to help your company. And as always, any likes and subscriptions and shares are always deeply appreciated as well. And if you want to get involved on TW on YouTube, a couple of places I'd recommend that you can share your stuff are the Fancy Bookers on subreddit on Reddit and the Grey Dog Software Forums Dynasty section. Two great places to get a bit of exposure and meet some awesome people. As always, guys, thanks for watching. It's deeply appreciated, and hopefully I'll see you next time for the final impact of 2016. Bye bye.